So in this session, I'll talk about Model Context Protocol, which is popularly known as MCP, using a real example, which is automating LinkedIn posting. The goal of this talk is very simple. I want to explain what MCP is, why we use it, and how it actually works in real system. Not only just theory. By the end, you should understand um, how to implement MCP tools and how MCP fits into backend systems and how it helps to automate all the tasks cleanly. Let's get into it. Let's start with the problem we had already, which is earlier posting on LinkedIn was completely manual. Admins used to write content, design images. For doing all these content generation and designing images, they had to switch between the tools, and then merging all the content which they have prepared from different tools into one, and then finally posting onto the LinkedIn. There were multiple steps to do that, and it used to take a lot of time. And also, there is a possibility of doing any mistakes between the tasks. There was no single place to manage everything, like from content generation to posting onto the LinkedIn. Our goal is very clear that we wanted one click posting, which will automate content generation and also image generation. This will reduce admin's time and effort, and also admin can manage everything from content generation to posting to LinkedIn in one place just by one click. So basically, this is our goal. To solve this issue, we are using MCP, which is our automation helper. This is where MCP comes in. And to explain about MCP in simple words, we can say that MCP is a helper that sits between our system and other platforms. For example, here our system refers to, let's take CSASFO admin page, and other platforms refers to all the social media platforms where we wanted to post our event details. um, so this MCP will be like a bridge between both the admin page and the other social media platforms. Admin will just tell MCP what to do. Like, we'll just say it, post this event onto the LinkedIn by creating an image and content. Then MCP will figure out how to do that and post onto the LinkedIn. Um, Coming to a non-technical view point of view, you can think MCP as a personal assistant, which will perform tasks on behalf of you. From a technical point of view, MCP is a standardized layer that exposes actions as tools. Here, actions as tools refers to um, anything admin wants to do, like posting onto LinkedIn is an action. Getting post details from LinkedIn is also an action. Deleting the post is also an action. So all these actions are defined as tools inside the MCP. Every MCP exposes its tools, and then it will also, as it sits between our system and the external system, this MCP is going to control whole interaction between the two systems. This is a technical point of view of MCP. MCP helps us to keep our system clean and reusable. So you would have got an idea what an MCP is. Let's see what happens inside the MCP, like behind the scenes. This is like a high level overview what MCP does. When an admin triggers an action in the UI, like post when he clicks on post to LinkedIn button in the UI, it will send the request to MCP. MCP will then select the tool. as you already know that MCP contains like MCP exposes tools as the actions. Based on the request, it is going to select the particular tool. Inside the tool, it is going to invoke the APIs. To perform any task, there will be available publicly available APIs for some of the things. For some platforms, we have to request them. So tool is going to invoke the LinkedIn API. And then if that after performing the whole task, MCP will return a structured response to the user. For example, if the post creation is done successfully, then it will return the post ID and also a response like successful. This is the high level overview what MCP does. Here, from previous slide and also this slide, you would have got to know about tool. This plays a very major role in MCP. The whole complexity, the whole code lies inside this tool. Let's get to know more about tools in MCP. So we know that tools are the core building blocks of MCP. Uh, Generally, a tool in MCP refers to single action that MCP going to perform. For example, post to LinkedIn is a tool that will create LinkedIn post for you. Each tool is designed to do specific job. Like post to LinkedIn only does posting for you. It won't do any other task like deleting post or editing post. Each tool does only one task. So this is basically these tools are going to simplify and modularize your tasks. That is the reason only one tool will perform one task. For example, I have listed some of the tools which we have built. One is post to LinkedIn, edit LinkedIn post, delete LinkedIn post, and get LinkedIn post details. Um, and then tools hide all backend and API complexity. Post to LinkedIn is not a one-step action. There are so many things happening inside that. For posting onto LinkedIn, in generally we go to LinkedIn. When we click on a create post, it will ask you to upload image and then paste the content there and then click on the post to LinkedIn. Before that, you have to authenticate LinkedIn too. So all this all the 3 to 4 steps are going to handle by this tool inside by using the LinkedIn APIs. So that's what I have given here. Like it handles all the image upload and also registering the image inside the LinkedIn and then calling the LinkedIn APIs to perform that task. So this whole complexity lies inside the tools. Basically, tools are not called by the UI. User will not select the tool which it has to perform. User just have to give a prompt. The AI orchestration layer inside the MCP clients will decide which tool it had to select. We are not going to manually give that, use this post to LinkedIn tool to perform this posting onto LinkedIn. The MCP will itself invoke the correct tool to perform that action. Each tool returns a clear response. I already explained about this. It will give the LinkedIn post ID if the posting is done successfully. So this is what a tool is in MCP. Let's get to know how to build this tool. There are few simple steps to build this MCP tool. I'll show you the code parallelly so that you will understand it better. The first step is tool definition. When writing a tool, we first need to identify one action. For example, here posting to LinkedIn is an action. So we need to define a tool name. That post to LinkedIn is our tool name. I will show you the code. Yeah, here. This is how we are going to initialize a tool, like define a tool at mcp.tool. In this, you have to provide the name of the tool, which is post to LinkedIn, and then description. This is very important because AI will get to know which tool it has to select based on this description. So you have to give a very simple description in 2 to 3 sentences. Based on that, it will understand what does that tool perform actually. This is where you are going to define a tool, like giving its name and then description. Uh, After that, you have to define what are all the inputs it need to perform that task. For posting onto the LinkedIn, in generally we need the content and image and then authentication, LinkedIn authentication. So these three are the general inputs we need to post onto the LinkedIn. So here I have given text in the form of string, and then access token for LinkedIn authentication, owner URN, which is required to identify our CSSFO page. This is like a organization ID, and then image URN, which is the image. These are the basic inputs for the post for the LinkedIn posting tool. We are going to define the schema here along with the name and description. And the second step would be inputs handling. Basically, in the tool, after sending the input, we need to check whether the user had sent the input or not. For that, we are going to validate here if owner URN exists or not. We are going to check every variable, whether it is empty or any value provided by the user first. And then we are going to the main core logic after validating all the inputs. So inputs validation will be the second step, and then the tool logic. Generally, of every API in the tool logic, we are going to provide the API. For example, this post URL. This is the API endpoint. You can get all the information regarding this API from the API docs of each application. For LinkedIn, Microsoft provides a proper documentation of all the APIs and all its requests and responses. From there, I have collected the information and used this endpoint. Yeah. So the core logic lies inside this. To post onto the LinkedIn, you have to invoke the API which I have shown you before. Whenever an MCP calls this tool, internally it is going to invoke the endpoint. For that endpoint, you have to provide a few things as a request, like payload, headers. Uh, Basically, every API will need this. So you will get all this information from the API docs. We have sent text, image, and access token as the input. By using access token, it is going to authenticate. So we are going to pass the text variable here. It will send this text into LinkedIn, and we are going to pass the image ID here. And then this whole thing will be wrapped into as a payload here. As a header, basically for every API, we need to provide most of the APIs, we need to provide the headers. Those header structure will be present in the API docs. This LinkedIn will need these headers, like for authorization, it needs the access token. We already passed it as an input, so it will take that access token. And also this LinkedIn version is very important as it is going to invoke the endpoints and content type, and these are all provided in the docs. So in the same format, we are going to pass it in the header. Once all these are done, we are going to raise a request. This will trigger the endpoint which I have shown you before. And in return, you are going to get a response in this variable. So API call is done. And after this API call, response handling will get a response will get response variable here. All the response is stored in this variable. Um, Basically, response contains so many things like post ID. Other than post ID, it contains so many other data regarding that post. The user For user only post ID and the status is very important. So we are going to extract the post ID from the header and also the status. We can write a basic code to extract those important things, and this is how we are going to display like ID and status message uh, clearly for the user. This is the response handling and the tool output. Tool output is generally the trimming of the response that we got from the API response. This is how we build a tool. The whole code is completed. Now we need to run that MCP server. Uh, I'll show you how to run it. We have to first initialize the MCP. Uh, we can give a name to that MCP and we can initialize here. And then we can list all the tools that are going to be invoked by the MCP. So our LinkedIn MCP contains all these tools like post to LinkedIn, delete LinkedIn post, get LinkedIn post. Uh, we are writing all this in one place so that it's like registering all the existing tools inside that MCP. This is one tool. And then LinkedIn Exchange code is other tool. So we are going to write all the tools inside this thing. And then if so our LinkedIn post uses two MCPs. One is LinkedIn MCP and Gemini MCP. Gemini MCP is used for generating the image, content and all. LinkedIn MCP will upload that image into the LinkedIn and then post on to the LinkedIn. So here we need two MCPs. That's why we are using mount here. After initializing the MCP, we are going to mount all the MCPs here. And this mount multiple MCPs if needed. And then we are going to start the MCP server locally. You can see here, this is the command which I have used to run this MCP locally. It is running on port 3000. So yeah, it's running. After running MCP, you can see all the tools here. You have to enable that MCP. Post to LinkedIn, delete LinkedIn post, all the tools will be enabled here. So for the non-technical users, when you run the MCP, you can see without looking into the code, you can see all the tools listed inside that MCP. So this is how we are going to run the MCP locally. And then the server will wait for tool invocation based on the user input. It will invoke the tool. If you want to test that MCP, there are so many MCP clients available like Claude, ChatGPT, Cursor. So you can directly run your MCP server inside that IDs, and then you can enable the tools option so that that will automatically discover all tools inside the MCP. That is what I have shown you here. When I ran this MCP server, when I enabled this our MCP, it automatically showed all the tools existing right now in my MCP. This is how we are going to like connect our MCP server into this Cursor client. You can see here to add our MCP into any of, like I've shown you that there is Claude, Cursor and everything. So now we are using Cursor. So to add our MCP into the Cursor, we need to provide the URL of our MCP. So as our MCP is running in 3000 port, we have given this local URL. Even we have Supabase MCP existing right now. You can see here, this is another MCP. It has listed all its tools. So based on the existing tools, it will do the actions for you. This is how you are going to connect the MCP server for a client. How to you? I'll show you how to use it in the Cursor. I have given a simple prompt like use CSA agent to generate an authorization URL to log in into the CSSFO LinkedIn page. I have I already told you that every tool needs an input. So for login tool, you have to give redirect URI input. I have not mentioned it to invoke particular tool, but AI will understand which tool to invoke. So you can see it has invoked LinkedIn get login URL. So this is one tool which is in the MCP. This tool will take redirect URI as the input, and it will give you the authorization URL. By using this link, you can log in into the LinkedIn. You can see here, I have logged in into LinkedIn. So it gave me this code in response. You have to copy this code, and then I have provided that code here. Use the below code to give the access token. Basically, this whole process is to get the access token. Once we get the access token, then we can perform all the actions inside the LinkedIn, like deletion, editing, and creation. So now I have provided it the code, and it will generate access token for me. This LinkedIn exchange code is another tool inside the MCP. It invoked that tool automatically. This tool gave access token as the output. Now I'm going to generate an image, like create a post inside the LinkedIn. So for every action inside the LinkedIn, we have to provide access token as the input. I just create a LinkedIn post, create a post on LinkedIn about MCP server and clients, along with the image representing how MCP server and client works. For that, I am asking it to use just CSA agent MCP. You can see the name of our MCP here. So for generating image, it invoked a tool name generate image tool, which is in the Gemini MCP. And then it is uploading the image into LinkedIn. This will give image ID. Then it will pass that image ID as the input to the LinkedIn post. After completing the whole posting, it will give you the post ID and also the status, which is successfully published. You can see here it posted the content and the image. This is how the AI in this cursor client is going to understand the prompt given by the user, and it will invoke the tools accordingly. So for getting the post details, you can get the post details and also the LinkedIn ID as the input. It will get all the post details for you. Now the last one would be how to integrate this MCP server with the CSASFO backend. Um, I'll tell this whole thing in the form of a workflow. When user selects an event in the CSASFO page, it will send that request to CSA backend. For example, when user selects an event, that event details will be present in the SUPA base. Yeah, Brahma.
So, question. I
Mm,
understand that you ran that MCP
mm,
program
mhm,
from your local host or from your
mm,
computer,
mm.
and it did post. It did post to LinkedIn successfully, right?
Yeah. Mm,
Uh, so, is this currently looks
mm,
like it is posting to production, kind of like production quality, right? Like in the sense like it
mm,
did post it to
mm.
LinkedIn live, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what I would like to see is whoever is posting, like running this MCP server, do they
Mm.
have the setup on their machines? Is that how it is working right now, or is
Uh,
it like called
like
from a server?
Brahma, I will show how is it integrated in the CSSFO so that you will get a clear idea. Here, admin before posting, admin will see the image and the content. Once he verifies that content, and then he can click on the post to LinkedIn. I
Very good.
have just
Yeah.
explained you the back end part of it.
Okay. The front end orchestration has
Yeah,
that
front end thing
view and
you'll
approve.
understand now. Let
Hmm.
me show you this. Now I have enabled this MCP server in the CSASFO. So in this website, we have one admin page for us. Here, user can log in into the LinkedIn. Basically, I have in the cursor, I have shown you how to get the access token. This is how it looks in the front end. You won't see all that code and all. You don't have to give any prompt. The backend of CSSFO will handle all this. So now I'm going to log in onto the LinkedIn. This will generate an access token and it will store inside the database. So now we have connected to LinkedIn successfully, and I'm selecting an event. Um, After selecting event, CSSFO backend will pull all the event details from the SUPA base, which is our database. So it is going to pull all the data from it. And then along with that event details, it is going to add a prompt like generate an image and content for this event so that I have to post it onto the LinkedIn. We can also add some more things onto the prompt to get required output. After that, when I click on this generate content, it will invoke the Gemini MCP and LinkedIn MCP. Basically, first it will invoke the Gemini MCP to generate the image. You can see that image generated successfully. To generate the content like this. The admin will verify the whole content given by the AI here. If he wants to edit, then he can click edit and he can edit the things. Then he can save it. If he don't like this content, he can regenerate the content. Like when you click on the regenerate, it will invoke that tool again. The same feature is available for generate image. Once everything is done, once admin feel everything is good, then he can click on post to LinkedIn. This will invoke the post to LinkedIn tool inside the MCP. You can see that posted to LinkedIn successfully. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thanks for showing. I was concerned about that review approve process, and good that
Mm.
it is already there. And
Yeah.
only one question is that it is a past
Mm.
event. You may want to delete that, right, from LinkedIn. Right,
Uh,
it's a October or November event, right? So please
mm.
delete
Mm.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I will
other,
delete it. I'm actually
yeah,
deleting everything what I have done for testing.
okay, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And one request I have is,
Mm.
it's purely optional. Okay, so
Mm.
when you generate that
Mm.
image, yeah, in this
Mm.
page,
Mm.
if let's say if I want to like change this content with one
Mm.
small prompt, okay, so
Mm.
can we have that like prompt here so
Mm.
that it can be interactive until we get to the final state? It's totally, optional. Okay,
Yeah.
it's already in good shape. Only
Mm.
thing nowadays I'm not liking about this AI generated thing is that
Mm.
it shows very obvious, like a lot of
Mm.
bolds. If you see like double asterisk everywhere,
Yeah, we can give that in the prompt inside the code itself. But if user wants here, then we can add one more section for the prompt, and then based on that prompt, it will generate things for you.
correct, correct. But it's again very optional
Mm.
thing. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to have that AI looking like content formatting, I think
Mm.
we can add it flat or like, hard coded way into the system prompt itself in the code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Mm.
This is nice work actually. So in a way, what I wanted to understand what is this MCP
Mm.
server, because nowadays we hear this a lot, right? Everywhere. And
Mm.
in a way, it looks like it's kind of a service, right? Like we used to
Yeah.
call APIs.
Mm.
It's nothing but API for AI actions, looks like, right? Much at
Exactly.
high level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you. Thanks for clarification.
Yeah. Thank you, Pram. Yeah, this is what I wanted to explain and show you. Uh, so whatever I have done in the CSSFO, I have presented in the form of a workflow here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. If you have any other doubts, I can clarify you.
Very
Thank
nice
you. That's
demo.
very helpful.
Thank you, Suresh.
Yeah, very nice demo, Dikshita. I also liked the presentation. I don't know whether it is AI generated or you created the presentation or the slides look really. I felt it's good. Even the workflow you created in the
Hmm.
slide 10, right?
Hmm.
That gives a very good understanding step by step how it is happening.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
The images are the AI generated. I have given the prompt how I need, and I have
Oh,
done all
okay.
this wiring.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. Even the slide 6, if you go to that
Yeah.
step by step,
This is the
how did you do this?
Yeah, I have given the whole content to the chat GPT. I asked to generate
Uh,
an image to explain this workflow. Yeah,
yes.
it has given me this.
Good. These things provide very good, a kind of a professional
Mm.
uh, presentation of the slides. Not only that, it's very feels really good to see and also understand. Makes it much more easier to understand step by step.
Yeah.
That's very true, actually. Another thing I noticed, looks
Mm.
like ChatGPT and all these AI models are getting super better in a way. Like I used to see a lot of spelling mistakes whenever a image is generated, but here it is all perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely they improved a lot on that aspect. So image and text now
Mm.
getting generated, correctly, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Previously, we used to see many mistakes inside the image.
Correct. Image looks
Yeah.
okay, but all
Mhm.
text is kind of
Even that
blurred
text in
out
the
or
image.
yeah,
Mm.
right, right.